Hello, this is the Watchdog, and welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the Parnsrpe H1. Start with the wrist check. I'm wearing this Dexo 2026, and Greg was wearing my Rolls Teamy 128. Grogo said that Master Skywalker was having a fundraiser for his sister's campaign at the Jedi Academy and asked Wampy to prepare some finger food. Wampy asked him if he wanted the nails left on. Alright, let's take a look at the watch. Comes in this box, very similar to a Pagani design box. So I wonder if they're related at all. But here it is. Isn't that a nice looking watch? It's got that stained glass style dial, and that's pretty cool. I like it. This is the fourth Parnsrpe on my channel. Parnsrpe makes solid steel watches with sapphire crystals and Japanese movements. Parnsrpe is another brand that Jody won't touch because he doesn't like the name Hervis. This is not a direct homage, although it does have sub-style case and bezel. The hands, however, scream Seiko, especially the stoplight second hand. The 12 o'clock index is kind of different also. This watch comes in 4 different colorways. If you like the stained glass dial look, you can get it in a much lighter blue than I chose. If you prefer your dials a bit more plainer, there's a black or white option with matching bezels. The watch is 40.4 millimeters if you measure at the bezel, and the bezel slightly overhangs the case, so the case is probably 48 millimeters lug to lug with protruding end links. It's 13 millimeters thick if you don't count the Cyclops, and I never do. Has a 20 millimeter lug width, which tapers down to 16, and weighs 149 grams on the supplied bracelet with 2 links removed. The bezel is a 90 click unidirectional, and the action is super light. This is some of the lightest action I've ever seen. You will be knocking this bezel out of place quite often. Normally I complain about 90 clicks, but the action is so loose I'm not going to even care that it's a 90 click. And then we have the dial. Once again, this dial has like a stained glass appearance, and not all models do have a stained glass dial though. But I like it. I think they did a good job with it. Then we have the Parnsrpe name and logo up top. And then it says automatic divers 200 meters. And it says divers with an apostrophe S. You're only supposed to do that if the watch is ISO 6425 certified. And this one most certainly is not, because it's only $60. The cost of certification would just make this much more expensive. Then we have the indices. We have this kind of stylized triangle up top. And then we have batons at the 6 and the 9 and dots everywhere else. And then we have the hands. And the hands are definitely Seiko style. Not all Seikos, but a few Seiko dive watches have these hands. And then that stoplight second hand screen Seiko. Then we have a date at the 3 with a Cyclops. And the Cyclops does a good job of magnification, but it doesn't overwhelm it like that Cadison I just reviewed. Some people complained about the Cadison Cyclops magnifying too much, and so this one kind of tones it down a bit. Then we have an unsigned screw-down crown. The thread action is just fine. You don't feel a lot of resistance when you unthread it. And then when you go to screw it back down, it catches right away, and you don't feel like you're going to strip it. But as you can see, I just knocked the bezel out of place just screwing it down. Then we have the crystal sapphire. I don't know if there's AR coating or not, but it does a fairly good job of not reflecting. And then we have the case. The case is sub-style, and it's polished on the sides, brushed on the tops and the bottom, and has a nice shape to it. And then we have the case back. The case back is a coin edge with no writing. Makes it Rolex style, and I'm pretty sure it takes a 29.5 millimeter tool, but I forgot to check, so let me check real quick. Okay, here's the 29.5 coin edge tool, and it looks like it fits. So yeah, 29.5. Underneath the case back is the NH35 movement. This is the go-to movement for watches in this price range. It's a 24 joule 3 hertz movement that hand winds hacks, has a bidirectional rotor, and about a 40-hour power reserve. And they're usually fairly accurate right off the shelf, but we'll put it on the time grapher anyway. Here it is on the time grapher. As you can see, it's running just about perfect. +3, +4. There's a little bit of beat error, but not much. And the amplitude is very healthy. I have it set to 53 degrees, which is the right lift angle for an NH35 movement. So yes, very pleased with this movement. Very good. Then the bracelet's a 3-link oyster style. And we have solid end links, and they're protruding though. And the center links are brushed also. And then we have screw pins and not push pins. I prefer push pins, but these screw pins are fine. They're similar to Pagani design though, where there's no hole on the other end. So if this thing ever gets stripped and you have to force one out, good luck with that. Then we have the clasp, and look at this. The clasp is on the fly adjustable. So that's just great on a watch in this price range. So very happy with that. So if your wrist swells because of the weather, you can loosen it up or tighten it up. So that's always great. The clasp isn't signed, but oh well. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. That looks nice. That wears nice. It's a good looking watch. I removed 2 links, but then I moved it in quite a bit in the clasp also. So I probably could have removed 3 links. So you should be able to wear this 8 3/4, no problem. Here we are in the Lume room. Previous Parnsrpes have not had horrible Lume, but I haven't seen anything I would consider to be great. The last sub-style did have a good Lume pip. As we speed up the time, it looks like we have BGW9 hands and C3 indices, and I don't know what to call the deep blue Lume pip. The indices fade fairly fast, but just look at those hands. The hands are what matter, and the hands are excellent. The Lume pip is no slouch either, but not as strong as the hands. This is by far the best Parnsrpe I've ever reviewed when it comes to the Lume department. What do I like about this watch? I like this stained glass style dial. I like the fact that it has on-the-fly adjustable clasp, and it has excellent hand loom and loom pip. What are my gripes and groans? Loose bezel action. About as loose as you can get. You will be knocking this out of place often. It says divers with an apostrophe S, even though it's not ISO 6425 certified. I don't make the rules. And the index loom doesn't even come close to the hand loom. Do I recommend this watch? Of course. Other than the loose bezel action, this watch is about perfect for the money. Parnsrpe sure stepped it up for this one. Well, thank you for watching my review of the Parnsrpe H1, and I will be back with another review or unboxing. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel. And if you like this watch, be sure to use my affiliate link, and I'll get a tiny commission, but those tiny commissions do add up. Bye.